What is going on, guys? Miles here, and with the beginning of the second beta for Black Ops 4 multiplayer, Treyarch released another post talking about changes which they've made for the second beta. Now, you may be thinking that recently I made a video talking about the patch notes for Black Ops 4 multiplayer, but this post actually goes into more detail about the changes, and it includes some changes which weren't mentioned in the previous post, so let's get into it. So in the beginning of the post, they mention how they've improved optimizations for the game, and they've also nerfed jumping and sliding a little bit, but I'm not going to go into much detail on that because we already knew that from the previous post. But a lot of things they do mention are to do with different weapons and things in the creator class, and I'll start off with a hot topic, which is body armor, which has received a pretty significant nerf in my opinion. They have fixed the bug where explosive damage was not damaging the body armor of the player wearing it. They addressed an issue where players wearing body armor had no flinch whilst taking damage. Players who use body armor now take a % of damage rather than body armor completely blocking damage. And finally, killing a player who is using body armor will now grant you additional 25 scores. So pretty big changes to body armor right there, and to be honest, I think it was necessary because that thing was very overpowered in the first weekend, but now I think it will be pretty on par with the other gear. The ComSec device, which is a piece of gear which reduces the cost of score streaks, has been improved for the following score streaks: the RCXD, the UAV, the care package, counter UAV, attack chopper, strafe run, strike team, and gunship, which I think is a necessary change once again. I didn't even know that was a gear, to be honest, because I never used it in the first weekend, so it should be a little better now. Stimshot has been buffed and nerfed at the same time because the healing process is now faster, but the cooldown is slightly longer, so overall it should be about as powerful as it was previously. For the equipment charge, equipment will now charge faster with this gear than before, which is probably a good change again. So they were all of the changes made to gear in the game, and moving on to perks, Dead Silence has seen a buff as it is now more effective against the acoustic sensor, since the acoustic sensor now has a reduced range at detecting players with Dead Silence. Flak Jacket has seen a nerf as the explosive damage will be higher for players using it. As for Cold-Blooded, they have reduced the delay which takes for AI to notice a player using Cold-Blooded by about 50%, so that is a pretty huge nerf to this perk. Dexterity has also been nerfed as they have increased the weapon hip spread whilst mantling, and they've also reduced the slide duration. The Ghost perk has been nerfed as they decrease the time that you're protected by Ghost when you stop moving. Tactical Mask has also seen a nerf as you have a reduced amount of resistance to 9 bangs, concussions, reactor cores, as well as fire. And the one perk which has been buffed is one which I didn't really want to be buffed, and that is Tracker, because they have increased the duration which footsteps remain in the world, and I'm not a fan of this perk, so I'm kind of annoyed they buffed it, to be honest, and nerfed like all the other perks in the game, but hopefully it's not going to be a huge change to the perk. Moving on to the equipment, Treyarch have nerfed the equipment because they want to see more gunplay rather than like equipment play, so the cooldown for all equipments have been increased besides the combat axe, which has had a reduced cooldown. The overall damage of the frag grenade has been increased, the 9 bang has had an increased stun radius and a decreased fire delay. The Tac Deploy has been slightly nerfed as they've reduced the positive influence on the Tac Deploy. To be honest, I don't exactly know what this means. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. The Tac Deploy active time has been nerfed to 25 seconds, and now there is a maximum cap of 10 spawns, at which point the Tac Deploy will self-destruct. And I think this is a pretty needed change because I felt like this equipment was super overpowered in a competitive sense, so now it should be more on par with the other specialist equipment in the game. And finally, the reactor core has had an increased damage distance. We don't really know the numbers for this, but I don't really have an opinion on it. Moving on to the actual specialist abilities, Ajax has seen a buff as his movement speed has been increased whilst using the ballistic shield. Ruin has seen a slight nerf because a ton of people were playing him, and they've increased the cooldown of his gravity slam. Firebreak has seen a slight buff as his reactor core now deals increased damage. Torque has seen a slight buff as his barricade and microwave field now deal increased damage. Prophet has seen a buff as well as they buffed the Tempest by decreasing the cooldown and increasing the ADS speed when moving. And finally, Nomad has seen a slight nerf as well as the K9 unit now moves at a slower speed. Moving on to the score streaks, Treyarch did mention earlier that they did plan to buff these things, but now we have slightly more details about them. So the Lightning Strike has had its explosive damage radius increased, and the tablet will now sweep for enemy positions in Fog of War when first used. The Hellstorm Cluster lock-on radius has been increased. For the Sentry Gun, the health has been increased and you can place it while sprinting. For the Strafe Run, they have improved the pathing and reduced the cost of the kill streak. The Strike Team has seen a bit of a buff and a bit of a nerf. The cost has been increased, however the weapon accuracy has also been increased, and the behaviour of the units has been improved, as well as the health per squad member. For the gunship, the cost has simply been reduced. I don't know exactly by how much, so I don't know how effective this buff is going to be. For the Mantis, the health has been increased, the damage has been increased, the movement speed has been increased, and the behavioural system has been improved as well. And finally, they have improved the AI of the attack helicopter as well. And for the final section, which is weapons, we have a ton of changes as well, so I'll try and go through them fairly quickly. For the GKS, which is a submachine gun in the game, the ADS recoil has been reduced for increased aim down sights accuracy. The hipfire spread has been reduced as well. The damage range has been increased, as well as the ammo pool. For the Cordite SMG, this weapon now has increased recoil, however the extended mags attachment has increased the number of bullets given. For the Spitfire SMG, there is an increase in recoil and a reduced ammo pool, however fast mags has been improved, as well as extended mags. The MX-9 submachine gun has increased recoil, which I am not surprised at all because that weapon was super powerful in the first weekend. Moving on to the assault rifles, the ICR-7 now has an improved aim down sight speed, as well as improved movement whilst ADS and improved movement speed whilst firing in ADS. The Rampart 17 assault rifle has seen the exact same changes as the ICR-7, and the Maddox RFB assault rifle has seen the exact same changes, but in addition to this, the stock attachment has been improved for the weapon as well. The KN-47 has an improved aim down sight speed, it has increased high damage range, improved movement speed whilst ADS, improved movement speed whilst firing in aim down sights, and finally the stock attachment has been improved for the weapon as well. The Vapor XKG assault rifle has seen a ton of buffs. This weapon has improved aim down sight speed, a higher damage at a short range, improved movement speed whilst ADS, improved movement speed whilst firing in aim down sights. The stock attachment has been improved for the weapon, however the bayonet has seen a slightly reduced range. For the light machine guns, the Titan now has improved hipfire accuracy, improved movement speed whilst aim down sights, improved movement speed whilst firing in aim down sights, and the stock attachment has been improved as well. The one hit kill range for the Mod 12 shotgun has been improved, and for the SG12 shotgun, the extended mags attachment has seen a buff as well. For the launchers, the Helion Salvo has an improved ADS speed, an improved raise time, as well as an improved drop time. The ABR-223 tactical rifle has seen an improvement to the extended mags attachment. For the Koshka sniper rifle, both the quick draw 1 and 2 attachments have been nerfed significantly, and the speed center now has increased precision aim crosshair size. And the final weapon change was for the Paladin HB50 sniper rifle, and they fixed a bug where the left arm took less damage than the right arm when shooting. So they were all of the changes which Treyarch mentioned in their post. I know I went through them fairly quickly, but there was a ton of them, so I didn't want the video to drag out for a super long time, and my voice kind of hurts a bit because I've been talking for ages now. Hopefully you guys found this video useful. If you made it this far, leave a like on the video, I'd appreciate it a ton, and also subscribe to the channel for more COD Black Ops 4 videos, but I'll see you guys in another video.